Hi, everybody. Oops. Let's touch it to start falling. Hi, everybody. Yeah, this is better. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you all doing? It's such the temperature is too high today, guys. Too. But hi, Maddie. Maddie. How are you doing, Maddie? Maddie, how are you doing? You realize I'm just coming on almost 1 o'clock. So I say, all right, I know everybody is having their lunch. My lunch is not ready. I'm cooking some corn soup. Also, I'm boiling some corn. So I said, I could just come on the live while it's being done. So here I am. I should have come from before. Thank you so much. So how are you, Maddie? How are you doing? How are you doing? Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. And we spent about an hour after you left. Last night I was sorry I had to leave with a nice little discussion about growing up. Well, when you're ready, you can look at the live. I'm trying to make the lives more attractive, so that even after the live is done, persons passing by will want to go and look at them. That's what I want my life to be. I don't want us when we finish the live, it is just dead. I want it to still. Persons who will come to the channel will even go and look at them. And it's a lot of work, and that's why I'm just coming on. Lot of work, believe me, man. A lot of work. That's lots of work. So you're doing good. I'm happy. Did you go to camp today? I see I have two other persons. Did you go to camp today? Are you still muscles are still not up to it? And you decide to stay off. I don't want you to just go and then because you get a little sore muscle, you don't bother to go back. Because you have to work it out. That's why exercise is continuous. Exercise is continuous. So, you don't just do it today and leave it tomorrow. You have to keep at it. Keep at it. Keep at it. I'm happy. The day is bright and sunny, and I'll be leaving house in a little while. So, what better place or what better thing to do than to spend some time with my platform people? Persons are passing by may stop, and persons who have time, because I know people are busy, and I know this is about most persons having their lunchtime. So they may want to just pop in and give a little chat, a little talk. Yes, you're number one. You're my top fan. The number jumped to 15 already, but they are strolling through. They are just going through quickly. But I would love for some of them to just stop by, guys, so we can have a little chat. The day is very, very hot. The weather thing is very, very high. It's very high. So nobody wants to be outside. So welcome. Welcome to the live, Peter. Yeah, man, the heat is very strong. It's very, very strong. And the humidity is so high, and the trees are just still. Just still. It's like you have to know what you're going out there now. But it is still a good day. It's good that the sun is shining. And I said, let me show, because some persons that would have loved to have a little sunshine now. Some are either done with rain, or they are very, very cold, or they are done with thunderstorms. So, Peter, I hope you have a good day too. Thank you for stopping by to share. Yes, thank you. Peter is saying that yeah, there's a heat advisory over here. Where are you, Peter? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to be specific, but because you mentioned the heat advisory, and Peter is always also saying, "Good day, my friend." Have you been on this channel before, Peter? You seems familiar. But if not, welcome to the live, and I hope I see you another time. I hope this will not be your last visit. I want to go outside later, and I'm already not so sure if I want to, but I have to. Oh, you're in Long Island. Okay. I'm all the way in upstate. I'm upstate. Yeah, the advisory is out. You see, even last night, it was awful. It was very hot, you know. Very, very hot. But you see, we have to live with them, live with it. And don't worry, we know it's hot, so keep your water, keep yourself hydrated. If you don't have to go outside, don't go outside. You know, like when I was fixing breakfast this morning, I didn't remember, and I felt the place get so warm. I hurriedly, because when it is this hot, it doesn't make sense you have the stove running. It doesn't make sense because it makes to keep the place cool. Keep the place cool and keep your body cool. The Alpha. Hi, Alpha. How are you? Welcome to the live. Thank, thank you for stopping by. Really, it's really appreciated. Really, really appreciated. Really, really appreciated, guys. Really, really appreciated. Peter says, first time here. I suspected. Peter is saying, first time here. I stopped because I like the sound of your voice. Wow. It's the first time you're flattering me so badly. Come on. Maybe has the heat gotten to your brain? Whoa. I'll just teasing you. Thank you for the compliment. And I do hope you'll stop by again. Stop by another time. Onto DTV. That's what the channel is named. And you can look at some of my videos. And if you have, well, you're new, you say it's the first time you're stopping by. So that means that you have not subscribed. So you can go ahead and do what you had to do, and you can visit another time. Yes, man. Hi, Kayla Boo. How are you doing? And hi, Kayla Boo. How are you doing? And hi also to Emery Brown. Is it Brown? Yeah, Emery Brown. Hi, Kayla. How are you? How are you doing? I hope everything will not be fine with us. There's always something that is always left out. But I do hope things are doing well and going well for you. Right? Thank you so much for stopping by. It's a pleasure to have you. A real pleasure. Kayla, I want to go outside. I have to go outside in a while, but I'm hiding. Hiding from the sun. Hiding from not the sun, the heat. This is summer, so we must appreciate the sun, right? And don't complain. Complain and the sun goes. Okay, Emory Brown said I'm the only one. Okay, Emory. Thank you for stopping by. I will say that. Thank you. So, Kayla, what have you been doing with yourself? How has things been going for you? When I'm back later, when it's a little cooler, I hope I can go under one of the trees to sit. But the heat is going to be there, still rising up, so I'm not even too sure. So Emory is saying that he's the only one. Okay, Emory, you're the only one. There's no other Emory Brown. Okay. Well, I would not know, but you're telling me, so I must say that it's the only one. And that one is here. There's no other Emory Brown around. Yeah, in spite of it all, it's still a beautiful day. It is still a beautiful day. I'm the happiest girl. Oh yeah, the persons have their schedule. It's a lunchtime pop up. Anybody wants to pop up and let us have a little talk? Whatever the lunch is, you may just have a glass of water. Maybe that's what you want. And at least you should be having water in your diet when the time is this hot. Especially when they put out an advisory, which means that your body is going to need some extra water. I don't go out without water though. Always have it. It's never yet too much. Yes, my supporters all decked out. And I imagine everybody's over their lunch, having their nice, whatever lunch it is, their Tuesday lunch. Anybody wants to share? We can have a little chat. Or maybe you prefer to talk after you eat because when you talk and eat, it takes a longer time. Takes a real longer time. But feel free to come and join on today. We have a little talk. We can talk just about anything. We can talk about our different cultures, everything. Anything can be food. We can talk just about how the time has been changing, the seasons, attitudes, children, marriages, failures, disappointments in life, motivation, building self-esteem. There's so much things that we can talk about. We don't try to put down anybody on this channel because everybody is an individual in their own right. So we have to respect each other's feelings. And when somebody is not up to the level, we have to try and lift them up. Sometimes people have situations, and it pull them down and they feel discouraged and they just cannot function. Sometimes some little things push us away, So we have to give support. And that word support, it is so broad. It fits into so many situations. We all need support. At some point or the other, we all need support. We all need support, guys. Right now, I'm cooking some corn soup. Peter Hooper. ADHD? No. Attention. I sort of have an idea what you're saying, but I'm not very knowledgeable on it. I sort of have an idea what it means. But I don't remember right now, but I am not, no. I'm not going to boast. Does it have anything to do with um like attention disorder? Some I don't remember. I heard it before, a term, but I am not going to say yes. If I have to deal with somebody who has it, something, I don't know what it is, But it refers to when somebody is hyper. And it's found mainly in children, right? Attention, that's why I say yes. Yeah, I'm not, no, I'm not a counselor in that area. But I do know of persons who have children. And I can tell you, it can be, yeah, I will, now that you tell me, Peter, I am going to do some research on it because this is new to me. I've heard of it before, not that I don't know, but I never go all out. You understand? Because when nobody don't really bring up something, it doesn't come up. But like I know it's attention, it is being about now, especially in the behaviors of, I don't want to say adults, how many say children, you know. Yes, I would think so. And it's a problem. What little that I do know, that I hear of persons talking about it, it's a sad situation in a home where you have, say, a child with that problem situation. It's a real concern, and then it's sometimes they will change when they get older, they will change, and it's all left to the amount of attention they are going to be given in order to keep them focused. Most times they have to be followed up with personal care, with them, going along with them. But you have brought something new to the fore, and I am going to see as much that I can get and can talk about it. It doesn't, because you mentioned it, it opens my brain now to go and do some research. Persons could be having that problem on my channel as supporters, and they are frustrated because I understand that it brings some amount of frustration, you know, because you have a child, especially a child, and sometimes it goes into their teen age, and when it goes, that is a terrible time. When they are younger, below 10 or 12, you may can handle it a little better, but when it's in the teen part of it, it can be very sad, right? They are very hyper, and they will flare up, do things. But you have given me something, Peter. It seems as if you are knowledgeable in that, Peter. Would you want to share some of what you know with me? I'll be so happy. This is I like when I have a conversation and it's full of persons are really putting out something, because that's how we learn. You're here for the first time and you brought such an important topic for discussion. Peter is saying, yeah, it's mostly in kids, but it is also an adult, and that's a tough one. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine in an adult having that. That would wreck families. And maybe that's why sometimes, I don't want to say it, but maybe that's why some marriages ends up with one person being alive, or they're both are alive, unalive, or they don't listen to each other, so their marriages end up in divorce and separation. They go back today and tomorrow again, because that part of them is there that needs specific professional help. And they will not see that they need professional help. They will think that they are fine. And that's the problem. They will think they are fine. They will think they are fine. And then the situation comes up and flares up. And then it can even affect them, because they may end up behind bars. They may end up behind bars. They could be innocent, but at the same time, that's a level that I don't like. I don't want anybody to reach that level. It's a sad case. Can you imagine an adult who have that problem? And I believe anybody with that problem, they need professional help. No joke about it. They need professional help. But some people, even at the workplace, you're right when you say it's an adult, but I was thinking that it would be centered around children, but sometimes it grows into them. I try to think, because when we see some things in the news, happy couples end up, you're not expecting certain things to happen, unalive each other and that sort of thing. And, some foolish way they are so ill, their temper They have a strong temper. It's like if they don't get to do what they're going to do, no. They cannot be controlled. So even if they're going to run down the person and grab the person and choke the life out of them, they feel that they must do that. And then now they're going to act like they are sorry, they cry, and all of that sort of thing. So I was really thinking of it as an adult issue, but now that you're saying it, I'm looking beyond children, especially teenage, high school age, peer pressure, and all those things. Some of them, it's not. I don't think it is so much inborn. I think some of it they adopt it. They adopt some of the behaviors, and they hold on to it. And maybe while they were getting sensitized with their peers into that behavior, nobody was really paying them attention until it becomes so chronic. As well as some who I think they would be, let me say, they're born with that behavior. But one would say, how does a child, a baby, when the child is in the early years of the child, I think if communication is lacking, if it is lacking, it's going to be, you see sometimes some children are in different daycares or wherever they are at homes, they are crying like babies. Say babies then, they are crying. And the mother is busy doing something and the child needs a little attention, maybe hungry, maybe wants to change her diaper, and maybe just want a little hug and a little attention and not getting it. And the child will cry until they're out of breath. Or the child will say, cry, and then when it calms down, like there's a temper there. If I could get up, you see, I would come out. I want to wait on you to come and take me up. And I think sometimes they grow with that behavior. And the parents or say adults take it as nothing. He will change, and then no, to me it starts to sink deep. Sometimes we are not perfect, and sometimes we have to put ourselves in their place when we were young. Sometimes we were a little stubborn, or I should say stiff-necked. We don't want to take any advice from anybody because we know everything. So we shrug. But somehow I think this ADHD is getting very common. It's all over. And sometimes they don't even have that, but they prescribe them as having that so that they can get help. I like the topic you brought up. You mentioned, I would have loved for you to come back and share it again. Something how persons can deal, because some persons, even when they're getting professional help, sometimes they're not able to keep up the appointments, and they go to school and then the problems start again. And, they always have to be out of school going to these sessions. And sometimes parents have to go to work. And sometimes you lose these innocent children because they become so stubborn and ill-tempered, and they have to put them in a place of safety because they will hurt other children. I think this whole thing has to do with self-control, teaching them to have self-control at a very early age. Early age. Teaching them, because I used to see some babies cry until them wet themselves and then go back and sleep, and nobody really look at them to say, let me see if the pampers are wet. They keep doing what they are doing, and the poor baby is there. Maybe all do everything together and want to get a nice little shower. Like all the time is so hot now. Child gets, and then you have the child going in that manner every day, every day. It pushes them. So I like what you said. Could be a topic I could raise it at one of these. Maybe tonight. I would love for you to come on my live later. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel if you're still here, Peter. If you're still here, because you may be gone. And and set the notification bell and all. So when I go live, you could come and maybe you seem to be able to make a good contribution with what you have just mentioned. ADHD. I think that's a topic that's worth discussing. It can't be too much. It can't be too much. Can't be too much. I got everything I fall off. Don't want to mash up at all. Yes. Don't want to fall off. Seems as if he's gone. So sorry to leave. Peter. So sorry. I wish you could have stayed a little longer. That's a very nice topic. Oh, you're here still. You're subscribed. Thank you. Okay, I'd love for you to put the notification and all, and I'd love for you to come back another time. You see, that's one thing with my channel. I don't do gossiping, and I don't like confusion. So when I do my live, I always want to talk about, even my videos, I always like to talk about something that is beneficial. I don't just wander all over the place. You know, so I wasn't even thinking. I brought up several topics about parents and children. And last night, it would have been so nice. Last night we discussed how children were raised, how they grew up in the past in comparison to now. You'll see the live there if you're interested that much. And when persons look at how they grew up, and now a community could grow a child because they respect everything is there. But now it's different. And look at the different things that comes into play now. And we're looking even at emancipation. Because Jamaica celebrates Emancipation Day August 1. Let me see if I can put it back down. I don't really want it to fall. Yeah, Jamaica celebrates emancipation. I don't know what level of celebration they are going to be having this time because I see them busy with election campaigning. So I don't know what level of it. Hi, Frostbite. Hello. How are you? Welcome to the live. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, Peter, it's very important. I would have loved to see you come back another time to share. Maybe you might not want to talk about this one, but maybe you could give a contribution so we can have a nice discussion. So I'm going to be looking out for you, Peter. Do you have a channel, Peter? I would imagine so, right? I would imagine that you do. I'm just trying to do my live before I go to work. So I said, while I'm fixing some lunch, because I was hurrying to do so much that I couldn't stop. Hi, JB. How are you doing? JB say, Auntie D, what going on in the hot day? Yeah. And blessed afternoon to each and every boy. JB outside roasting. You must reach about, I don't know if you reach 100 because the weather people have given out several advisories. But the humble soul here has to go out in another 2 hours or so. She has to go. Can't do any better. So I said, let me just try and do a little live. You know what I'm fixing? Imagine the time is so hot. And I choose to go and make some corn soup. I bought some corn yesterday and they're looking so pretty. Is when I put them in the pot, I said, but wait, why am I cooking? Then I was just going to boil them and eat some. But then I said, I could put some other things in it and bring up a little, broth with it. When I was finished, I said, but of mercy, Jesus, the day is already hot. And I'm going to go outside and going to drink hot soup to go out in the heat. So you can imagine. But the corns were so pretty. I love corn. They were so pretty, man. I couldn't resist boiling some. Okay, you're out there, but you're good. And it's really hot. It's really, really hot. Be careful. Make sure you have a covering for your head. And if you don't have to be out there, you don't bother to be out there. What you cannot do today, you can do it tomorrow. Right? You can do it tomorrow. I'm not killing myself to do anything. I do what I can within the time frame that I think I can, and then rest it. But and the humidity is very high, and the air is just a little bit of wind. But back home they're supposed to be getting all island rain. They said all island starting today. There's a tropical wave out there. Some sections have been having a lot of rain, and some wasn't getting in. So apparently everybody's going to get rain now. Thank you, thank you. This is the backyard. Uh, um, Outside there, that's where I was looking. A rabbit came up Sunday, and the rabbit run. So when the rabbit was closer to me here, and the rabbit run so fast away, and when it reaches way up, then it stop and look back. Apparently I was talking, so it run away. A wild rabbit, big you see, it's a wild rabbit. It's a rabbit. Why them? So when they're wild, they run so fast and jump so high. My. Okay, let me make a note of this, Peter. Let me make a note of it. Oh, and if I know you, Peter. Sometimes some names cause you to think that you know the person, so don't feel anyway. Okay, Peter. So what are you doing for the rest of the day, Peter? Are you going to be going out to work? Are you going on the road? You couldn't be going to sleep. Nobody can sleep anytime it's like this. You'd have to turn on the AC. JB said, I don't know if it is because me come from the bush. Let me love the bush. JB is not, you don't love the bush. And the more we realize it, the bush is best. The bush is best because it's cooler, it has cleaner air. Why? You see, whenever a person needs some cool air, where do they go? They go under a tree and sit. And the tree is there having the wind from the root, getting it up to the top all over. You go and sit and get some of it. I like the bush. But when I was younger, I didn't like the bush. Because I feel that, but after I get old and realize the bush is best. That's where you have all the nice quality food being planted. And you're never yet hungry. When you're in the bush, you're never yet hungry. Because there's always food. Unlike some places, most people live in the city parts. Everything you eat, bills, bills, bills. What the man say? Bills, bills every day. Bills, bills every day. Light bill to pay. Cable bill to pay. Grocery bill to pay. Telephone bill. So when you live in the city, it's just bills, bills, bills. And it's kind of hard, because imagine you're working and sometimes you're doing one job you can't cover, so you push you to do more than one. At the end of the day, you wreck yourself. They will say everything around the bush is the best. Yeah, man. You see people now trying to plant things around their home so they can get a little self thing. Because them not to have to go out and buy. If when I look here, if you even work the money, it's gone out into bills. And when you tell people, they don't seem to understand. Common things that you have to take care of your groceries, your light bill, your water bill, and whether you have a mortgage or a rent, but you always have something to pay. And for you to carry on, maybe for your pocket, little to nothing is left for your pocket. You have to make sure the other main things that they are attended to. And when you tell people, they believe that you're just being mean. And if you're not careful, you please them and displease yourself. And when you please them and displease yourself, they're still not going to believe what you're saying. Because some people think money grow on trees, so they just shake and they drop and they run and pick up. They don't realize you have to work. You have to work, you know. Yeah. Yes, Brother Jay. Think I'm gonna do an hour or so today. I'm not going to. Okay, JB is saying they will never understand, no matter how much you try to. They will never, 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 never. The bottom line is they are quickly to say that you are mean. Quickly, quickly. They won't even say it's true, you know, because even back here we have so. No, they're not busy with that. They don't busy with that. You could have gone rob somebody as long as they get it. So what I do, you better you know better give anybody and keep quiet. Because from you give one everybody looking. And you give one and say be quiet, that one go chat to somebody and he go around. You know, say so and so so and put you in a spot. On the time that they want up offering so and so and so, they don't realize that things when you can plant a banana tree and get a couple bloat a banana for you to grow for you to have, or a plantain or a little breadfruit tree. You know, something. This place, you know, you not even can plant flowers good. What you do see is trees. Trees, trees, and grass, maybe. Because they respect the trees a lot. Trees serve purposes. So these people don't think that what you're telling them is real. So me just park the bus and move on and take the truck. Don't bother stay and murmur. It doesn't make sense. You're going to get angry. That is why somebody said they would never go home at Christmas time. They said any time in the year is better, but not at Christmas. Because the first thing they say, big Christmas, what you have to give me? Big Christmas, what you have? And they have their hand, and they're serious, you know. They're serious, my friend. Light bill to pay, cable bill to pay, internet bill to pay, so much bill to pay, car loan to pay, grocery bill to pay. I remember the Calypso man. Bills, bills every day. Bills, bills, what you pay. Yes, we have been a little lunchtime pop up. Touch base with people who, some persons we can't get them at all, certain times, so we try to go to a time where we can make a link up. We can make a link up. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bills, bills, what you pay. Bills, bills, what you pay. Light bill. Yeah. Some people are having a nice lunch. Sometimes, some days the lunch can be nice, you know. And they take a longer time to eat because you're enjoying it. But some days when the lunch is not so bright, you eat it quickly and disappear. Quickly, quickly and disappear. JB, what if you're still there? What do you know about attention deficit hyperactive disorder, especially in children? Do you know anything about it? Are you still there? Seems as if JB has left. Bills, bills every day. Bills, bills, what you pay. Light bill to pay. Grocery bill to pay. Yes, man. How can we help persons? I've been thinking since the point was raised. How can we help persons who we see having this sort of behavior, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder? How can we assist these people? Even they may be getting professional help, sometimes of the week, maybe it will be limited. So when they get back into the homes, the behavior becomes the same again. So how can we do things? We don't really know nothing about it. I was just okay, no problem. I was just looking at the point was raised, and then I said, I'm trying to see some children, big people too, but especially children that I'm looking at. They have that sort of behavior. They are so hyperactive, you cannot talk to them. They know everything and they behave very rude, as if they're not aware of what they're doing. So if you even sit them to sit them down and talk with them, they will still just have outbursts and hiss their teeth and step away and leave you sitting down there. Right? They don't see that as a problem in them. And I look at it to see that when they get older, it comes out in their relationship with others at the workplace and even with their families at home. Okay, look at the cutting food as well. Because you grow in the bush. You come from bush, so you don't know nothing about these things. I understand. I understand, man. I understand, but I was just trying to see if we could have a discussion about, as I say, you come from the bush already, so you don't know anything about those things. Those things were never a part of your experience. I look at it and I look at it. I try to remember persons, even young people. Even though you have some adults, if they are going to be in an argument with somebody, and you pull them aside, why tea hole? Because I don't see it. So what did you put? Because I don't see it. Because I've been looking from your command what you wrote, and I don't see anything. Maybe it didn't come through. Maybe, maybe the internet went down with you when you were sending it. Because I don't see anything here. So why would they want to hold it? It was so bad that what you wrote? Huh? I don't think you would write something that is, you know. You didn't put any expletives in it. I don't see anything. I'm not seeing anything at all. I hope it was not so bad. And let me hope that it was It was the internet that dropped from your end at the time, and it just slip away. So if you say you wrote something and it right, you hold it. But all I'm saying is when you mentioned that you were grown up in the bush. But I'm just saying that we see children, especially children of different ages, display. I would never disrespect you, auntie. You know that. No, man, no, man, no, no, no. I don't mean in that way. But I'm just thinking that why would why would why would they hold it? But because we are not talking anything bad. Somebody raised a point and asked if I was knowledgeable on it, and I said no, but I've heard of persons who have that situation, and I think it's a good topic to talk about because some persons are in their homes with children, especially are young adults, are so with the same behavior. No man, so I'm not looking at it from that point of view. Come on, JB man, come on. Why should I do that? No, no, no. I'm just saying that when he brought it up, I have to look into myself and say, there are some young people you cannot talk to them. They run you off, chase you off, and they don't want to listen. And they grow up from young age, even as a toddler. They lack certain attention, and they grow up with a bitterness. And then I can recall, I don't know if children are crying like babies are crying like that anymore, but I remember babies used to cry. And when they cry, people would say that, "Hi, Julia K, how are you? Welcome to the live. Oh, yeah, visit Julia, don't forget." I was almost on my way there and I realized the time was running out on me. So I'm going to admit it on the live. I do. So I should be there soon. Soon, soon. Sooner than soon. I have to come before I go on my live later. So I'm not going to lie, I'm telling you. Sometimes these children, for example, when a baby is left especially say in the crib or in the play area alone and it has toys and everything, but after a while it may get wet. Thank yes, may get wet. Time is hot, may need some water, need the clothes change. I may just want a little hug and little affection. And they would have the child there crying and crying, and they would tell us, yes, the baby must cry to give her a good voice to sing. You never hear that? They will sing, and the child will cry and cry, and when they finish crying, even when they are sleeping, they are so angry, and then they grow off like that into younger teenage, into adults with the same attitude. And some of them end up behind bars because they do bad things because nobody can talk to them. Some people cannot talk to them. You have to just leave them. You try to talk to them, they take out their revenge on you. They sometimes some people get so bitter that you cannot control them. They're going to run with something to hit down somebody. You're trying to save them from trouble, and they will turn on you and do things to you so as to get to the person that they want to hurt. And then when they do things now and it happens to the person, either unalive or hurt badly, they come now as if to say they want you to assist them. When they were not, somebody will listen. And you see, I always hear they say, cow can't hear woy. So you're taking the cow down the road to tie somewhere in the field. It's woy, woy. You say the cow must stop. The cow pulling same as if you're not hearing. So you let the cow go on. Because it must have to stop one day, you know. So, some people are like that. They don't listen. You cannot control their behaviors. Some people can be so angry and they will say some words. They will swear. They will do some terrible things. If they catch them, knock you out, you know. So I think this is a thing where once it is identified, they have to be guided with professional help. And that the family and their friends have to know so it can help them. Some children are born with this thing in them, and some they just, to me, they adopt. They adopt other negative behaviors from other children, you know. So I'm just saying that, it's so sad They have a way of doing things and then go and analyze themselves, and you wonder what is it. Just like this boy from the school here, 15-year-old boy, because the school called his mom to tell her that he cannot move on to the next grade. Apparently, he had failed something or maybe failed too much, and he will have to repeat the grade. The mother saying she put had it on speaker, and he here. Then he left, went into his room. The next thing she found him standing over a bucket, something with water, barrel of water. He had taken so many pills. So he want to analyze himself. Look at 15 now. What is it? You have not lived a life. You have to repeat a class. When you repeat, it makes you more knowledgeable and better. Because some persons like to skip class. Some like to repeat. You understand me? And you repeat, you get it better because maybe the first time you were joking around. You didn't understand, so you put out the effort. So now you know you have to do your best. You will do your best. JB said, remember them say, Cole don't know the use of his steel until she, yeah. And then now you get yourself into trouble because you were not accustomed to, a teacher could be saying to you, stop it now, don't go and fight that boy, stop it now. You still drop your bag and you're in that attitude and you go up to the person and you start. Something may just happen and the person can just be knocked out and never to return. What are you going to do now? You go and put yourself into trouble. So I think these things, these behaviors are so into some people that only professional help. And then now you have to be so aware to be able to help them. Because they need help, but they don't know, they don't see that they need help. Yeah, so just like I wanted to share, I like a little talk about it. It was a nice lunchtime pop-up, and we just going to go another 10 minutes and we end the live. JB, when you're in this time of the day, what do you say? What do you say, JB? We go 10 minutes and go to the hour. I don't want you fall asleep and then later no nobody comes back. I'm hoping to be back at about after 7. I don't want or 8 o'clock. I don't want to come back 9 o'clock or 9:30 because that is a time when most persons partially start to knocking off them brains. Slow down thinking. So I have to show appreciation. It's a lunchtime pop-up. Lunchtime is really 1 hour, and people choose different time of day to take their lunchtime. So I can only push myself into a space that I can get some of their time. Right, JB saying, Cole don't know the use of his steel until he lose it, and that is true. When he lose, he realize how much it is important. Yes, my dear. Happy that persons were able to come on. Just have a few minutes to go. I would love if I see somebody come and just give a double digit for the likes, for the thumbs up. Just make it a double digit. It's still single. Still single. It's still single. I would like to see it double. Double. But if there's no double, we will just have to appreciate it. We're going down to 5 minutes. That's why I go, guys. We have to just cheer up ourselves and be happy. The sun is shining. The birds are gone further into the trees. It's strange, The birds are out in the mornings before the sun comes up. And when the sun starts to shine out, the birds are gone hide into the trees. Birds want comfort. So if the birds want comfort, why should mankind don't want comfort? Children need comfort too. Hmm. Just hanging in there for 5 minutes. Then we can say bye. Have a great lunch. Yeah, man, it's really a good day in spite of the heat. Just have to keep ourselves hydrated. One, two, three, four, five. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on my right. One, two, three, four, five. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it right? This little finger on my right. On my right. 3 minutes to go. I'll still say it was a nice lunchtime pop-up talk. Very beneficial. And for persons who may, I'm just going to add it to it. Persons who may just come back to the live, they will at least see that it's important to recognize behaviors in children, because that's the only way we are going to be able to recognize the ways how we can treat them, so they don't feel that they're on their own. Because when they're on their own, they may just become more violent, and more bitter. And sometimes they have had some very unhappy childhood past, separated families or things happen in the family, and they're embarrassed. Maybe somebody gone to prison or something. So we have to just lend a shoulder, show a concern, so that they can be seen as if they are worth it, right? Because we are all worth it. We are all worth it. But some persons need more help. We need to, reach out and help. And you see, if we are our brother's keeper, would really realize the help that some people need. Sometimes we ourselves can't give that help. We can only recommend to them ways how they can go or places to get help. Because it's a sad situation. You can have our children growing up in that manner, a lot of negativity, and becoming a young adult. And then when they reach family setting now, to have their families, they are so violent because something was missing. So sometimes they try to take advantage of the wife, or the wife take advantage of the son. But I would think that it is mainly seen in boys. Maybe it would be seen in girls too, but I think those that have seen or heard persons talk of, I think it was really boys. Because oftentimes boys are not given the love and affection as to the girls. Sometimes the boys are so stressed with things to do in a short space of time that they frazzle. They frazzle out and can't bother and give up. So, guys, as we are about to end the live, full 1 hour and 10 seconds, let us try and help, especially a child. If we don't have to get involved for fear we get into trouble, but if we know a situation, we can refer them to some department that will assist them. And they could go through to that through their school's guidance counselor, so they can be recommended, because some of them are hurting and they don't know that they're really hurting themselves. They just get unhappy and cannot handle the situation. But looking on at it, it looks as if it's not an easy thing. But we help. We don't go out and take up things on our shoulders, but we can recommend them to go to the schools. But if they're within school age, check. That's why with parents need to have a relationship with their school teachers, so that everything can be noted, and they know they can get the thing sorted out in a quick time. So, my lovely supporters of Auntie DTV, I'm so happy today that this person had brought it up. Peter, who? I don't know if he's still here or he's gone, but I'm so appreciative of this topic for discussion that we had. We didn't have a long because we were not prepared, so we didn't have a research done. But your topic was of importance, right? So I suggest to you all, as the sun is so bright, I'm going to enjoy my little corn soup. We'll turn off the stove, and that's what will be my lunch. A little corn soup and maybe a little sandwich. So enjoy the rest of the afternoon, guys, and keep yourselves hydrated. Have water nearby. Drink as much. Even when you feel like you don't want the water, drink up the water. Not the drinks, the water. And the water doesn't have to be cold. Have the water in your system, because your body is going to need it more when the weather is like this. So, everybody that came on, have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Today is what? Tuesday afternoon? Maybe you'd have had your lunch already, but whatever it is, enjoy it. If you don't have any lunch today, you'll be blessed with lunch tomorrow. Every day will not be the same. Okay, bye guys. Have a wonderful Tuesday afternoon now, and I'll catch you in my next live. Remember to put on the notification bell and click all. That way, whether or not you want to come on, it means that Auntie D is live. Okay, guys. Wonderful Tuesday evening now. Bye bye.